Hello and welcome to the PSGL PlayStation F4 Qatar Grand Prix powered by GTI Omega. F4 streams are back for the first time this season, I'm pretty sure. This is round 5 of the season 38 championship. I'm your commentator, Bath Destroyer, for today, and just waiting for everyone to join the lobby, but I'm sure it's going to be a very exciting qualifying and race. The location for today's race is the Lusail circuit in Qatar. Obviously, where in real life the Football World Cup was 2 years ago, and hosts the 23rd race in real life this year. But it's round 5 here, out of the 12 races in this season. Just waiting for everyone to get into the lobby, but I've got the Canada results from last week, with Philly in the Sauber coming out on top. Is he here today in the Sauber? He is not. But I'm pretty sure the attendance is 18, so I'll have a look at it now. Yeah, so Philly's unavailable, so is Kevin, who was racing last week. So I think there's quite a few reserves this week compared to last week. I think I saw one of the Ferraris couldn't make it as well. But at the moment in the championship, it is at MXN who leads after winning in America and Belgium, and he's got 100% podium rate so far this season. Then in second is Philly, who can't make it this evening. So this is a good chance for MXN to extend his championship lead. With Philly winning out last time out, then it was MXN in second. Then it was Kevin, who can't make it today, who was in third. Was Kevin here? Can't see him. But yeah, that is the top 3 going into this round. MXN with 55 points, Philly 10 points behind him with 45, and then Kevin has 40 behind them. But it is 7 now, and we've got 17 of the 18 drivers. So hopefully we can get underway here soon. But McLaren lead the constructors at the moment, with Salia Dennis and MXN being their drivers. Looking at the team standards, it actually seems like there's definitely a main number 1 driver at all teams. I mean, you've got MXN, who has his 100% podium rate, and Salia Dennis has only been able to get 4th and 8th, along with 2 DNFs so far this season. And then same around with Williams, Eve Fox Blue getting 2 tenths in a row so far, but Kevin being on the podium 3 out of the 4 races at the moment. And then the same with Sauber as well, with Raul Ruiz with 3 DNFs as well. So I think that's definitely going to play a part in the constructors' fight at the moment, in this season at least. But it will be interesting to see if those number 2 drivers can step it up in this qualifying session that we're about to get into. So yeah, here we go. Okay, here we are in qualifying now. We have got 17 drivers here, not 18. So we'll look through everyone we have got now. So we have got in the we've only got one Williams today. That's Fox Blue, who is in the championship fight. Obviously, where's my standings? Obviously, Philly isn't here today, so this is a good chance for Kevin to get that second place in the Drivers' Championship, which is definitely possible today. In the two Alpines, we've got Sebi and Kevin, who are the two main drivers at Alpine. So far, their best result as a team has been 8th and 10th in round 2 in America, as everyone comes out of the pits for their first laps now. Let's track that full. Okay, I think that's where it's meant to be. Who was the first one out on the track? It seems like it is Val Ruiz, who was the only Sauber here today. He's the first one out on the track. And then behind him is the Alpine of Kevin. Obviously, everyone ghosted for this quali session. So hopefully there isn't any blocking or incidents like that as Val Ruiz comes round the penultimate corner to start his first lap. So we'll ride on board with him for this one, as he exits that final corner now to begin the longest straight of the track, mainly the only straight on this circuit, which hosts the Qatar Grand Prix. Here he comes into turn 1, aims for the apex, gets a good bit of the curb there on entry, and exit there on the outside one. Now through turn 2 and turn 3 he goes, hogging the curb as he now goes into this double right-hander section, which is turn 4 and 5 on the track before the heavy brake in turn 6 hairpin here. Probably one of the main places to overtake if you can't do it through the one and only DRS zone. Now through this long sweeping right-hander, then into the section which is mostly flat after this left, which is turn 10. Then you have the slight kink here, which is turn 11, up to the quick turn 12, 13, 14 and 15. There's 12 easily flat for Val Ruiz. Obviously purple sector 2 as he's the first person to do it so far, but we'll be interested to see what this lap is as he now comes into the final corner, which is turn 16 of this Losail International Circuit. Enables DRS and up to the line. It's a 120.958, but what are people doing behind him? I think Mercedes is going to be the next one across the line as Felix Zone pits there, but his teammate Tico now comes up to the line. He's going to be the second driver to cross the line, and it's a 121.538 for him. Then out the Alpine of Seb goes in between them. Then OVR PLX goes quickest, with then Dutch Tricks in 4th. Liargos has invalidated there. And I think we've got a few others starting their laps now. Toralba goes second, just behind PLX there by a 10th. So is the Aston Martin, who is fastest at the moment. Who's going to be the next one to finish that lap? I think it's going to be Capitaine in the Red Bull, his teammate in 7th at the moment. So we'll be interested to see what he can do. Capitaine is in 12th at the moment in the championship. He's had a 13th, a 12th place and a 6th place being his best result, which was in Canada last time out, and that's where he goes in qualifying for now. We've got 11 drivers who've set their lap, and we've still got a few more to finish. There's Thijman has invalidated in the V Cup. I think Sam Van is trying to find space on the track, and we've got a few others on our laps. But it's been a pretty exciting first few minutes of this session. Luno being a bit off the pace there in the Ferrari as he is he going to go into the pits? He goes off the track there. But I think Sam Van is going to go into the pits, so still going to be a little while before he gets his name on the timing sheets. Jimmy is currently still on the track. So is Kevin and Felix. Capitane's going to the pits, isn't he? Yeah. 2 seconds down on his time. So I think we'll get the second runs soon. Yeah, and here comes Kevin now in the Alpine to start his lap as the Sauber of Val Ruiz, also known as Val, coming out of the pits there. Hopefully he doesn't get in the way of Kevin as he comes through turn 2 there. Now through turn 3, which is one of the 2 corners which is sort of just kink on this track, that and turn 11. Before the quick section. But it's not so good so far for Kevin. Purple sector 1 on the track map, it seems that, but we'll have to see later on in this lap. A little bit of oversteer out of the exit of turn 7. Now through turn 8, 9 and 10 and 11 he goes very close to the track limits, but these F4 drivers do know where they are and make sure to stay within them. Now through the flat section, Kevin goes, making sure to not miss any apexes there, getting a good bit of curb, but not too much. Through that penultimate one, which is probably the trickiest one out of the 4, I'd say. Now up to the line, Kevin goes. What is it going to be for the Alpine driver? It's going to be 5th. He's beaten his teammate Sebi there by a 10th or 2, and he is just within the top 5 at the moment. But we do have people going for their second laps now as Jimmy Gears goes first in the V-Carb. Tico just starting a lap there in the Mercedes as well as his teammate as well. The Sauber as well on a lap. So we'll watch him as he goes very close to track limits. Through turn 4, now into the hairpin he goes. Yeah, everyone on the softs, of course, as it's not a sprint qualifying session. Oh, and Val invalidates there, so he's going to just stay 4th now. He is actually only 6 thousandths of a second off top 3 with Toralba, who is starting his lap now. Toralba has had 2 DNFs this season. He has attended every race, as he is a main Haas driver, but his best result was in Canada, which was an 11th place finish, and he invalidates out of turn 3. That was a bit of a silly place to invalidate for Toralba, but he's going to have another. He's going to have plenty of other chances in this qualifying session, as there is still 9 minutes left. Here comes PLX round the quick flat out corners, and now we got very close to invalidating on that outside curb. But invalidates on the final one there. That is painful for PLX. As Thijman sets the same time as his teammate and is a V-Carb 1-2 with both 120.805s. That is incredible. With about half of the qualifying time remaining, Fox Blue now starts a lap in the Williams. Salia Dennis on 1 as well in the McLaren, but he invalidates there. He's going to stay 7th for now. Sebi is a 10th up at the moment in the Alpine. He just has Tico just in front of him, so we'll stay on board with. We'll stay watching Sebi for the rest of his lap. Alpine in 8th in the constructors at the moment with only 6 points, so Sebi really needs to get into the points to start this race. with Kevin, who is also in the points, in the top 10 in this qualifying session, as Sebi comes around the penultimate corner and into the final one he goes. Tico in front of him boxes, he's backed out of his lap, but what's it going to be for Sebi? He goes 6th, decent lap there by the Alpine. Sally Dennis invalidated. Luno has invalidated there. He is only 16th at the moment, and almost a second off Dutch Tricks, who's in 15th. So hopefully Luno can set a better lap soon. Liargos is currently on a lap in the McLaren. He's the only one who hasn't set a lap at the moment. Where is he in the championship? He's reserving for McLaren today. Who was it? Oh yeah, MXN's not here either, I've just realised, and he is the championship leader. So this is actually a very good chance for Kevin, who is the highest driver in the standings, to be racing today. So that's a very good chance for Kevin. Wait, is it? Yeah, Kevin in the. Oh wait, I got mixed up with the Kevins. Wait, is he that different, Kevin? Oh, it is a different Kevin. Okay, my bad. So who is who? Oh, so it's PLX and the Aston Martin who's 4th. So the top 3 all not here today. Who was leading the championship? It's MXN in the McLaren who's leading the championship, but he's not here today. It's only his teammate Liargos. Is Liargos his teammate? Oh no, Liargos is reserving, so I got mixed up with him and Sally Dennis. Yeah, so it's MXN leading. He's got 2 wins so far this season in America and Belgium. Then it is Philly in second, who has shown a bit of inconsistency with his 9th in round 2. But other than that, he's got 1st, 3rd, and 1st place. But that P9 has let him down so far, and that's why he's 10 points behind MXN in the championship at the moment. I'm not sure why they're not here, but I'm sure they've put in the absence thread, which I'll look now. Yeah, so Philly is ill, which is why he's not here today, and Kevin isn't home. Which is unfortunate for them, but it is PLX and the Aston Martin who will have a good chance at gaining on the top 3 who aren't here today. So far, the Aston Martin driver, he got 2nd place 2 times in a row in round 1 and 2. Then 6th place in Belgium, but he DNF'd last time out in Canada. But looking to bounce back in today's race, and hopefully he can, as it will have, it will definitely boost him up in the championship if he's able to get a good result today, with Kevin, Philly, and MXN not being here. But you still have the other Kevin who's here today in the Alpine. He's currently fastest, ahead of the 2 V-carbs. So he goes into the pits there, and I think everyone will be out of the pits to do their final lap soon in this qualifying session. Right, so Sam Van, I'm pretty sure is on a lap at the moment. Oh no, he's not. Said he was a 10th up, but 7 tenths down. Him and Dutch Tricks are the only people who are out on the track, but I'm sure if we look at in the pits, we'll see a lot of cars coming out soon, and there goes the V-Carb. There goes one of the Hasses as well, who I think's coming in, actually. I think that was it Tavalba who was out there in the Haas? But yeah, there's a McLaren and Aston Martin, a V-Carb. Both V-Carbs coming out as well early. There's Jimmy Gears and Thidgeman, who are out on the track. V-Carb currently 5th in the standings with 27 points. Not had a podium yet, have V-Carb. But hopefully they can get one today, as they're showing good pace at the moment in qualifying with that 2nd and 3rd position. But it was a relatively bad last performance in Canada, with Thidgeman getting 12th and Jimmy Gear getting 7th. But we'll see what they can do today. Right, yeah, so everyone are on the track now, and Jimmy Gears is starting us out now with a minute left of this session, so qualifying is really going to start spicing up now. Thidgeman starting his lap as well in the other V-Carb, both with the 120.805s at the moment, so it will be interesting to see if they can improve on this final lap. The Argos, the reserve, starting his lap as well. Fox Blue's invalidated though, so he's going to be a best of 7th. Not what he would have wanted in this session. Sebi just starting his as well in the Alpine. Everyone starting their laps. Now we've only got a handful of drivers still on their outlaps, and they're just coming round the final corner. Now this is going to be an essential lap for Luno, who is currently at the back by 7/10. So hopefully he knows where he can improve to get himself up the timing sheets. We'll watch Jimmy Gears, who's going to be the next one across the line. He's currently 2/10 up, which will put him onto provisional pole, is him. And then the Williams of Fox Blue, I think, behind him. But round the final corner, Jimmy goes, foot to the floor. What's it going to be? Across the line. It is going to be provisional pole just in the 120.5s for Jimmy. Fox Blue there invalidates. That's his quali over. Dutch Tricks is out. He won't be improving. He's going to be a best of 10th. Kevin is going to be one of the next ones to cross the line. I think his teammate Sebi is right in front of him. He hasn't invalidated. He's kept it within the white lines. So what is it going to be for Kevin? Man, the final corner he goes. Raul Ruiz goes second in the Sauber. Sebi goes second, replacing him. And Kevin goes on to provisional pole there. It's an Alpine 1-3 at the moment, but both Aston Martins are still on their lap. So is Capitaine. Felix Warner has invalidated. So is Tico. Awful qualifying for the Mercedes. Omarino in the Haas is going to be the next one across the line. He's only 15th. Luno is going to be the penultimate car to cross the line there. Sam Van will be the final one. Luno only goes 16th. And Sam Van goes 6th. That was a very, very exciting end to that qualifying session. I had no idea who was going to be in that top 3. But it is Kevin who takes that pole position and will start the PSGL PlayStation F4 Qatar Grand Prix. That is powered by GTO Omega. Make sure to get your discounts. On pole, Grand Prix, or I can't remember what I said. But yeah, Kevin is on pole. And then it was just 3 thousandths between him and PLX. And Jimmy Gears was very close behind as well. But behind them then, it was Sebi, Salia Dennis, Sam Van, Raul Ruiz, Thidgeman, Liargos, Fox Blue, Terrell, Tricks, Captain Felix, the Haas, the Ferrari, and who was last? I can't remember. Sorry. But we're going to get underway now for the race soon. My predictions for this race, I think the Alpines, they're looking very quick. Will be interesting to see if they can keep their pace going. Obviously, Alpine down in 8th, so a 1-4 was a very good qualifying session for them. Obviously, it's so early in the season, so maybe we're not yet to see their true pace, but it was a very good qualifying session from then. VCARB looked pretty good as well, so I think it's looking like it's gonna be a very, very exciting race, and that's the only thing left to do is go racing, and we're about to do that as we've got 5 lights here in Qatar. And they are out, and Sam Van jumped the start there, and it's a restart. I forgot! Sorry. I forgot it's a restart, because ghosting and that. My bad. Right. Sorry for that. But we're gonna... oh my lord. Lucky ever that. On all my days, Felix Zoners flipping there. But yeah, so it will be a lobby restart for the race. Got too excited there. But first time, if you couldn't tell. But yeah, everyone just retiring now. So we'll get underway after the lobby reset there. But we'll have another look at the standings. So thank you for tuning in. If you have soon, this is the PSGL F4 Qatar Grand Prix, which is round 5 here in season 38. Very exciting qualifying session. It's going to be a very good race. Kevin on pole in the Alpine with his teammate Sebi in 4th. Main headlines. And then Jimmy is in 3rd for VCARB as well. And PLX in the Aston Martin will be 2nd for the race. How many viewers we got? Right, we've got 10. Thanks everyone for watching so far, and the best is yet to come. But make sure to visit PSGL's title sponsor GT Omega and use code PSGL at checkout for a 5% discount. And that will be appreciated. But we'll look at the standings now. Again, so yeah, it is MXN who is leading the championship right now in the McLaren. He is not here today. Neither is Philly, who is 2nd with 45 points, 10 points behind MXN. Then Kevin, 5 points behind Philly. The Williams Kevin, Ralph Kevin, he isn't here either. So it is PLX in the Aston Martin, who is starting on the front row in this race, which is where he needs to be if he wants to catch the 3 front runners at the moment. And behind him is Felix in the Mercedes. He has a best result of 4th at the Canadian Grand Prix again. It seems like there's a lot of people's personal best results came at this Canadian Grand Prix. That was last week. Was meant to be a stream, but that was technical difficulties, so there was no stream. But we're here now. It's all fixed, which I'm very happy about. So should be F4 streams now for forever. I don't know. But yeah, that was a really good 2nd place result in qualifying for PLX, especially with his DNF in Canada last week. Anyway, then in 6th, it's Thijman in the VCARB. It was a decent quali for him as well. Canada was the first time he hasn't been in the points this race. Behind him then is Salia Dennis in the McLaren, who's the only main McLaren here today. You've got Liargos reserving in the McLaren tonight. But yeah, Salia Dennis in 7th. He has 11 points. Behind him then is Sam Van Vissing, also known as Sam Van for short, in the Aston Martin. He is 8th. His best result was in Canada, a 5th place. Then it is Fox Blue, who we saw invalidate on his final lap in qualifying. He's 10th. Well, no, he's 9th. I mean, he's actually joint with Sam Van and Jimmy Gear, Jimmy Gear, for 8th place there, 8th, 9th, and 10th, all with 9 points. Then in 11th is Dutch Tricks in the Red Bull, followed by his teammate Capitaine in 12th. Then you've got Armavino in the Haas. He's 13th. He's near the back for this race. Then you have Sebi in the Alpine and his teammate Kevin. But yeah, very surprising to see them up at the top after they've not been too good this season, with 14th and 15th in the standings. And the last driver to score points is Raul Ruiz in the Sauber. But that is everyone who has scored points so far. But we'll look at the constructors now as well. So it is McLaren who are leading with 66 points. Then 17 points behind them is Williams. Fox Blue, the only main Williams driver here today, and I don't think there's a reserve for them either. So it's just Fox Blue for Williams today. So it's 2 McLarens, although one's a reserve, against 1 Williams. And then behind Williams is Sauber by 3 points. It is Philly and Raul Ruiz. Philly not here today, so it is only 1 Sauber. Philly has been flying in that Sauber so far this season. Raul Ruiz not so much. He did finish 10th in Australia. Then he's got 3 DNFs on the trot, so we'll definitely be looking to just start fresh and get some better results starting from tonight. Then Aston Martin are in 4th with PLX and Sam Van. They have looked decent so far this season. In 4th, then V-Carb are behind them by 13 points. In 5th, then 3 points behind them is Mercedes, who had a very disappointing qualifying session. They're down at the back after both invalidating, I'm pretty sure, on their final laps was Felix and Tico. Then Red Bull is 7th with Dutch Tricks and Capitaine in the Red Bulls. Is it Tricks? Tricks is the only one that... Hang on. Yeah, Tricks is the only one to finish a race in the Red Bull so far, isn't it? Or am I yapping? What? Wait, let me check. Oh, so it's the best result at the top, and then the worse one at the bottom. Oh, I didn't know that. My bad. Right. Just getting used to stuff at the moment, so sorry if there's a few mistakes. But then it's Alpine in 8th with Sebi and Kevin, who are 1-4 in this race, and we're going to get underway here soon as well. Then it's Haas in 9th and Ferrari in 10th. Luno near the back again, and Zach Poulos, the other Ferrari, he's not here today. Ferrari yet to score points, so hopefully they can get some today here under the lights in the sail. And hopefully it's a very exciting race. I'm sure it will be, as we've got 17 talented drivers there in F4. It can just be as exciting and entertaining as the other 4 PS divisions. I'm sure that are streamed, and I'm sure it will prove that soon. But yeah, so it's PLX in second. You've got Kevin in the Alpine on pole. Then you've got one of the V carbs in third, and then the other Alpine of Sebi in fourth. I'm pretty sure is the top four. So yeah, what will the Alpines be able to do off the start is the main question. But yeah, there's only one more thing to do now in this first streamed F4 race in season 38, and that is go racing. I'm sure that's going to happen very, very soon. Obviously, with the lobby restart, I'm sure everyone will have to do their setups and their strategy again. Can't remember if there's a break. But, Right, here we go for the PSGL F4 Qatar Grand Prix. We've got 5 lights, and they are out. How does Kevin get away? He's got a lot of wheel spin. PLX gets a much better start off the grid, and they're side by side going into turn 1 now, and PLX does take the lead. Kevin remains in second after that start. Sebi up to 30 side by side with Jimmy for that P3 position, but he's up to third. And Sam Van battling with Raul, and there's a Red Bull I think going off in the gravel behind Sam Van, still side by side with the Saubers. They go into turn 4 and 5. It is PLX who leads, and it seems like Raul is able to get that P5 position. There's a McLaren going off in the back as well. That's the reserve driver of Liargos going off at the back. Now Fox Blue trying to get past Thidgeman, the other V-carb, into turn 7, which he is able to do. But yeah, very good start there by PLX. Alpine still looking very good though. If they're able to get this result over the line, then it will help them massively in the constructors, where they are P8 at the moment. Salia Dennis making a move on to Valber into the very quick flat-out section of this track, which ends the lap. It's a very fuel-consuming track, with a lot of it being flat out, but PLX round the final corner to finish the first lap of 29 in this F4 race. Kevin, though, still remaining quite closely behind him. Sebi then in third, does have the pressure of Jimmy behind him, Sebi and Jimmy. Then the Sauber of Rao behind them, finishing the top 5. But it was a pretty exciting first lap there. We saw a few people going off. I think it was Capitaine who went off in the Red Bull, who is down in 16th, and the Argos went off as well after turn 5. He is at the back right now. 3 seconds behind the pack as Sam Van has spun there out of the points in the Aston Martin. So he's going to have to gain a lot more positions back now if he wants to be where he was before that. And now he's under pressure from Luno, who has gained a few positions off this start. I think he's gained 1. Salia Dennis is side by side there with Thidgeman. Surely won't make a move. He does back out. So there's Thidgeman, who stays in 7th for now. PLX still leads. Kevin is just staying there though. We'll look at the strategy. So it is hards for most people. Toralba already getting a 3-second time penalty there. But yeah, so hards for most of the grid. Dutch Tricks and Tico are on the mediums as Kevin retakes the lead of this race here on lap 3. I think the Alpines are just going to have to work together in these early stages of the races. Try and get a 1-2. That would be good, as Sally Dennis still can't make a move on the V-Carb, and he's actually under pressure now from Dutch Tricks. So Sam Van has lost the most places. He has lost 8. Tico in the Mercedes, after his disappointing qualifying session, he has gained 6 places. He is on the edge of the points in 11th at the moment, as the Argos race gets worse. He gets a 3-second time penalty for track limits. Fox Blue has gained quite a few places as well in the Williams. Sebi only gaining 1 there. Jimmy going down 1 as he started 3rd. Sebi started 4th. As now Dutch Tricks and Salia Dennis are going side by side there for P8, but it is Salia Dennis who stays in 8th at the moment. The full-time McLaren driver remaining in P8. He was putting pressure under Thijman, but he's also having a watch from behind, as well as Omarino is the next one to get a penalty in this race. Already 3, both Hasses getting pens, which will not help them trying to get points. They have only got 3 so far this season, and it looks like it's going to stay that way, as I think that was Omarino trying to stop Felix from getting past, but he did, and now the Aston Martin is down his inside of Sam Van, who did spin on lap 2 and has been trying to gain places back. He fell down to 14th, but he's passed one driver. He's into 13th now, so Felix will be his next target, but Felix is also charging through the grid. So that will be quite tricky, as now Salia Dennis trying to get past Thijman again there in the V-Carb, who has the inside going into turn 7. Salia Dennis trying to wrap it around the outside. There's contact, but he's able to do it, and he is into 7th. And we have got our first retirement, Salia Dennis's teammate, the Argos, who was reserving for them today. He has retired from this race in the pits. And into his second DNF this season. 2 starts and 2 DNFs for him, as we've got Tico. Oh my lord, I don't know what's happened there, but there's been a big crash, multiple cars involved. I was trying to look, but I saw a car wide. I think Armarino was off. I don't know if he came back on, but Luno has lost his wing, and Tico has got damage there as well. Omarino is out, and that is a full safety car. We've got some drivers diving into the pits now from this safety car. Most of the bottom of the pack, I'm pretty sure. Dutch Tricks, Toralba, Felix 1, Sam Van, Luno, Capitaine, and Tico being the ones into the pits. So we've got 8 drivers who have stayed out on those hards. We've got a few, most of them going on to the mediums, as most of them started on the hards. But Dutch Tricks going on to the hards, probably. I mean, I don't think he'll be able to do it, but maybe to the end. But if there's another safety car, he might be able to go on to another set of mediums or the softs. But I have no idea what happened there. In the flat section. But yeah, Omarino, the second DNF of this race on lap 5. Just put salt in the wounds for Haas. I mean, we saw Omarino, he was fighting a lot with the Mercedes of Tico before that incident. I think it was Tico or it was Felix going into turn 1, was pushing him to the pit wall, was still able to get past him, and so was Sam Van, who was also one of the ones who pitted. But yeah, not what we want to see for the Hasses sake there, and Luna, who got damaged, but they are higher up the grid than they started, which is one positive. As we've got another driver into the pits, Fox Blue and Thijman off those hards. They're into the pits now. So it'll be interesting to see what they go on to. I'm guessing it's going to be the mediums. Because I don't know what else it would be. And it is the mediums for both of them. So where are they come out on the track compared to Dutch Tricks? I think they're still on the Delta. They're not now, as the leaders have caught up to the safety car, but it's a race between Thijman and Dutch Tricks for 8th, and Thijman comes out in 8th place there out of that first corner. So a relatively successful stop for Fox Blue and Thijman. They haven't lost that many places, and now they've got brand new medium tyres to chase after the top 6, with Salia Dennis being the first, then there's Val Ruiz, then Jimmy, then Sebi, then Kevin, and then PLX leading this race in the Aston Martin after taking the lead in turn 1 of lap 1. He did lose on lap 3, but he was able to get it back, and he's currently leading. He is P4 in the standings, and as it stands, let me do some quick math. If he wins, he'll be leading by 1 point, I'm pretty sure. He'll be beating MXM by 1 point if he wins this race. Yeah, he will be leading, I'm pretty sure, if he does win this race, which is good for PLX. And I mean, even if he just gets a podium or top 5, he will go ahead of Ralph or Kevin, and maybe even Philly if it's a podium. It's still safety car conditions. It's been a decent race so far. I did think Alpine were going to be the biggest winners from this race, and they are still looking like that in P2 and P3, which is where Alpine finished in real life at the last race in Brazil. And I'd say it would be the same levels of unexpected, as they are P8 in the standings so far in this season. And then Jimmy, who's in 4th, that will definitely help VCARB as well. Definitely a mid-pack team, it seems, so far this season. But yeah, most of the pack now caught the safety car. Tico is the only one not to. He's on the hards, he's going quite slow, but he's going to catch the safety car soon. So we'll just go through the running order now. So it is PLX in the lead, then it is Kevin, Sebi in 2nd and 3rd, then it is Jimmy, then it is Rao, I think it's Rao, then it is Salia Dennis in 6th, the only McLaren full-time here today, then Fox Blue in 7th, then Thijman, Dutch Tricks, Felix, Sam Van, Toralba, Luno, Captain, and then Tico at the back, who is now caught to the safety car. So I'm guessing it will be in this lap. Remember to use code PSGL at SRC as well at checkout for 10% off services, as the safety car is in this lap now. PLX will back up the pack as Luna and Captain going quite slow there at the back, having issues with overtaking, I think, I'm not sure, but pack getting backed up a lot there by PLX, and we'll see when he goes from the onboard of Kevin. Approaching the final corner, he still hasn't gone, but I'm pretty sure he's gone now, and yes, he has. A bit of a wheel spin though out of that final corner for PLX, which is going to put Kevin right behind him going into this turn 1 here on lap 8 at this restart, as the VCARB is weaving behind him, trying to get warmth into his tyres is Jimmy. He does have the Sauber behind him, but Kevin isn't able to overtake PLX into turn 1, so it is the Aston Martin who still leads. Sebi then in 3rd behind them two, then it is Jimmy in the VCARB, then it is the Sauber, who does have Fox Blue right behind them through the two right-handers, turn 4 and 5. Fox Blue may be looking to make a move, but he is remaining behind the Saubers. Now Thidgeman is trying to go down the inside of Salia Dennis. And they're still side by side going in turn 7. There's some contact with Fox Blue and Vowel as well. Fox Blue going into 5th. Very good restart for him. He was one of the ones who boxed in the safety car, so he's on the new mediums. So is Thidgeman, who's getting past Vowel in the Sauber there. He is past the Sauber. And Salia Dennis, who was on the same age hards as Vowel, trying to get past him now in the flat out section, but can't. He's having to stay behind him. For now, there's some moves going on at the back there. Luno having a bit of a train behind him as Tico sends it through the flat out section there of Samvan, who has got damage. He's picked up damage at this safety car restart. That is very unfortunate for the Aston Martin. So I'm pretty sure he's gonna pit. He's gonna pit there off that damaged wing. But here comes Kevin now. Actually 3 wide there into turn 1 with the Alpines there. Kevin and Sebi battling. They might both be past PLX. They're still battling though into turn 2. And oh, Kevin was on the outside, but PLX and Kevin make contact. And Kevin has lost many positions there, and so has PLX. He's down to 5th. And Kevin now out of the points. It's mayhem at the bottom of the top 10 there, as Toralba now still fighting with Felix and Trix for those lower positions. And the side-by-side still into turn 7. Toralba might get the run on Dutch Trix out of that corner as well. Still side-by-side. This is great racing. Oh, but it looks like Dutch Trix is just going to keep it right now. But Toralba does push him a bit there on the rear. As Salia Dennis trying to get past Val, having to push him to the inside almost. But yeah, so 3 wide into turn 1 there with the Alpines and PLX, and then I think Kevin was on his outside. I don't know if PLX didn't see him. I'm not sure what happened, but they just made contact and they both went in the gravel. Kevin coming out the worst from it. And now here comes Fox Blue and Jimmy on Sebi for the lead of this race. Fox Blue down the inside, and he does take the lead. Sebi is able to get past Jimmy, and here comes Jimmy's teammate Thidgeman as well, who is having to stay behind him at the moment. He's in 4th. It's a V-Carb 3-4, and Fox Blue takes the lead of this race, which was quite unexpected, but he does have the tyre advantage. After that safety car restart, he's on those new mediums, which is maybe one of the reasons he's so fast, as about the top 6 at that safety car restart were all on those relatively old hard tyres. We'll have a quick look at the tyres again. Yeah, so yeah, there's a handful now of those medium runners who pitted under the safety car, and then you have got the hard runners at the start being Sebi, Jimmy, PLX, Val, Salia Dennis and Kevin, who have all been falling down the order so far, mostly at least. We've got about how many laps? About 20 laps left as Luna gets his second time penalty of the race, I'm pretty sure. No, it was his first one, my mistake, as Fox Blue now sets the fastest lap of this race as the V-Carbs now swap. But yeah, Fox Blue's still in the lead. Was Luno's first pen, as Salia Dennis now gets past Val there. He's into 7th, both on those hards. Toralba right behind Dutch Trix as well, but Dutch Trix blocks him off, not able to get past him for now. Luno in 12th. Will he be able to get Ferrari's first point? I mean, if there's a late safety car, then we'll kind of be screwed with the pens, but there's still a chance as Toralba and Dutch Trix make contact there in the Haas and the Red Bull. They're still battling quite a bit of dust, but he's trying to go round the outside of turn 7, but he's not able to do it. The Red Bull stays in 9th place there. Only Red Bull running in the points at the moment. Capitaine down in 13th, but Fox Blue now out of a second of Sebi, and is looking to run away with this race. So as it stands with those new mediums, obviously they will fall off at some point, and I think both of these runners will have to box. The hard runners start off at the start because they'll have to have one mandatory stop. And then Fox Blue, I just don't think the mediums can go that long. But the gap is 1.3 now, and Thidgeman is right behind Sebi, and he breezes past him, and there goes PLX there on the V-carb of Jimmy into turn 1 on the inside. They're still battling, but into turn 2, he's made the move, but they make contact, and Jimmy has lost the place now to Felix, and has lost the place to Salia Dennis as well after that contact. Not sure he was at fault. I think that was a racing incident, but PLX now in 4th as Thidgeman goes off the track. Yeah, PLX having to gain those places back if he wants to jump in front of Philly and a few others near the front of the Drivers' Championship. What about is happening behind? Sam Van at the back there, he had to pit as he did have that wing damage after the safety car restart, so he is boxed onto the hards he started on, I'm pretty sure. But then you got Tico, who was charging through the pack before that early safety car that he was involved in, and now he's kind of just stayed in 14th as we got a car off the track. That's Toralba. He gets a penalty for that. He's the only Haas left in this race, and that penalty won't help his chances of getting points. Kevin still in 11th after his contact with PLX. As we've got some battling now, 3 wide into turn 1. This is for P3, Felix, PLX and Sebi all battling. Sebi has been falling down, just like his teammate, and it was looking like it was going to be such a good result for Alpine, but it doesn't look as good as anymore. For the P8 Constructors team. We had a brief yellow there. I think it was Jimmy who's now fallen down to 14th in the V-carb, and his race just flipped upside down like that as Toralba gets a 10-second time penalty for ignoring a yellow flag there. Not sure if he was in the wrong, but Raul now gets a pen in the Sauber. We'll have a quick look at pens. So yeah, Salia Dennis and Raul and Luno all with 3 seconds, and then Toralba was 16 seconds after that 10-second time penalty. Collecting these penalties like they're Pokemon cards so far this race is Toralba. But hopefully he can serve it and still get a decent result. Fox Blue right now, still in the lead comfortably. On those mediums, Thidgeman, who also, he pitted onto the mediums as well. He's in 2nd. So the medium runners have came through the pack. And Salia Dennis now going to be the next one to try and get past Sebi. He's on the outside. Sebi trying to not give him much room and squeeze him out, but it's not worked. Salia Dennis still there on the inside, and he makes the move. That was good racing there by Salia Dennis, and he finds himself in the top 5 now of this race here on lap 14. Still a lot to happen in this race as Raul goes deep and Toralba's on his inside. They make a bit of contact there with Toralba touching Raul's side pod, but he stays in 7th through turn 7. Toralba getting a very good view of that hashtag unleashed rear wing. Behind them then is Dutch Tricks, who's under pressure from Kevin and Luno behind. Jimmy trying to catch up after that incident at turn 2 he had a few laps ago, which caused the yellow flag. But I think the people who started on the hards are going to box soon, maybe in a few laps, I'm not sure though. I haven't really done a race on this track in a while, to be fair. I think I've only done one. To be fair, I don't really league race much. I mainly just commentate. So Toralba now getting past Raul there, and now PLX looking to get past Felix and into the podium positions. Felix on the inside. Oh, we've seen this before. PLX on the outside, and he's not able to get past the Mercedes for now. Top 3 all on those mediums from the safety car. PLX being on those hards from the start. But he's still able to fight these drivers on the mediums. Jimmy now gets a pen. Is that his first pen? Yes, it is. As now Sam Van comes into the pits. I won't be surprised if he throws the towel in soon. He's quite far behind. He could keep trying for a safety car. But I mean, there's not many barriers in this track. So, well, there is barriers, but they're not that close to the track. So it's not very likely unless we see something like the Mourinho incident we saw at the start of the race. As Taralba now goes wide, staying off the track for longer so he doesn't get that pen. Already got 16 seconds so far this race. Now Felix under pressure from PLX on this straight. And PLX easily gets past him. And here comes Sally Dennis as well, who's going to go down the inside of Felix. Is he going to be able to make the move out of turn 1? They're going out into turn 2, and they're still side by side. Oh, this is very close between the McLaren and the Mercedes. Sally Dennis on the inside, and he has got in there on those hard, so it does seem like the mediums are wearing a bit now. As Dutch Tricks and Val battle again, and Luno might even be there down the inside of the Sauber. They make a bit of contact there in the Ferrari, the only Ferrari here today. Zach, his teammate, not making it, but now he's got Mercedes of Tico on the inside, who really needs to start making moves in this race, and he does make the move. He has passed Luno. Jimmy did retire in the pits. Sam Van will be up to 14th. We've got 14 runners left in this race now. 2 manual retirements and 1 from that crash near the start. Well, I think our Mourinho got collected by Luno and Tico, I'm pretty sure, which is what happened. I'm not completely sure though. As Rao now gets another penalty. I mean, I've said another about 20 times and it's proved not to be another, but this time it is, with Rao getting a 6-second time penalty now, and he almost speeds in the pit lane having a lock up. But we've got a few drivers in the pits now. So Kevin is on to the mediums. We've got Sebi and Rao. They are going to go on to the mediums now as well to the end. We've got about 13 laps left. So those will definitely go to the end. Unless there's a safety car and they box again. So it will be interesting to see what Fox Blue and Thijman do. Who are the 2 leaders of this race comfortably. Obviously PLX is still doing very well on those hards to stay with Thijman. But I mean, Fox Blue is ahead by 1.5 seconds. So yeah, I'm generally not sure what the plan will be for the medium runners. Because I doubt they'll get to the end. So maybe a soft. But I feel like this is one of those tracks where softs don't really last that long. So we'll have to wait and see. Sam Van now gets the fastest lap of the race on those new medium tyres he's gone on to. A lot of sparks being thrown up there by Thijman as now we've got many cars diving into the pits there. I think that was in reaction to Fox Blue pitting. And we saw a handful of cars just swinging into the pits there. I'm surprised no one sped under the pits, but it's going to be another set of mediums for Fox Blue, and then PLX and all the hard runners going on to the mediums as well. So that has actually been very good for Fox Blue, pitting under the safety car, getting those mediums, and now he finds himself in really a net P1. But we'll have to wait and see as the Alpines now come through. Oh, is Sebi going to be able to get Sally Dennis? Yes, he is. So everyone has done their stop now, but Tico's going to have to box. So is Dutch Tricks. They're going to go on the mediums. And Tarab and Thijman, they're going to have to go on to the mediums as well. To the end of this race, we've got about 11 laps left of this race. As Thijman now gets a 3-second time penalty. That was a really annoying one because it was just the minuscule amount he went off by. But now he is the next one to get a 3-second time penalty, which will affect him at the end of this race. He's just so close in this tier for points. So I think that will definitely come back to bite him, as now Tico
gets a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. As now we do have Toralba and Thijman into the pits. Toralba nearly going into the back of Thijman, but they'll be on to the mediums. To the end of the race here on lap 19 out of 29 in this PSGL PlayStation F4 Qatar Grand Prix powered by GT Omega. As Thijman goes on to the mediums, and so does Toralba, but obviously he's serving that 10-second time penalty, so he has lost many places as Kevin now says the fastest lap of this race. We've only got 2 people who need to pit now. And then the order will be back to normal. There comes Toralba out the pits. Captain pitting as well. He's repairing his wing. He's got damage. So there are your tyres quickly. As what Kieran? What do you say? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Yeah, Captain was retiring in the pits there. 13 drivers left in this race now. 10 laps left. I'm guessing. I mean, Dutch Tricks and Tico. Those were the 2 who. Oh, you're right. Yeah, my bad. Yeah. Because Dutch Tricks and Tico, as I was just saying, boxed under the safety car at the start. So those hards, could they get to the end? I'm not sure. I don't think they could, but Luno gets another penalty. Is that his 9? No, it's 6 seconds for him now. Salia Dennis now gets the fastest out of this race, and here comes PLX past Fox Blue, and here comes Kevin as well, who was recovered from his moment he had early on in the race, which put him in the gravel after contact with, I think it was PLX. Actually, wait, no, it was Jimmy, I'm pretty sure. Can't fully remember, but he is back. And PLX now in the lead. Fox Blue down, well, 3rd, not the lead yet. Fox Blue currently in 5th, but maybe 6th for Salia Dennis, who has been very good at going wheel to wheel so far this race. Looks to make a move on the Williams driver, but he can't at the moment. I'm sure another chance will come. But yeah, Dutch Tricks and Tico, they could go to the end. I'll have to see what the life of these tyres are. Right, another straight and another overtake by Salia Dennis down the inside of, well, not really down the inside, it's a straight, but he's got past Fox Blue there as Toralba now gets another penalty. Thijman past Valdez into 9th. So 9th down to 13th, all of Pens now. As now Toralba's the next one to pit and retire from this race. Got 12 drivers now left out of the 17 we started with. Got about 8 laps left of this race, and it's still all to play for. It's going to be a very exciting end to this race. As now Val is the next one to get a pen. I think Tico and Dutch, maybe they can get the end, but maybe they'll get a puncture. I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see. But we'll look at the pens now. So Tico does have 6 seconds of time penalties. Salia Dennis has 3, so does Thijman and Samvan. But Val Ruiz has 9 seconds and Luno has 6 seconds. So they definitely look out of the points for this race. But I mean, Salia Dennis is definitely going to be affected from that 3 seconds, as Fox Blue and Sebi and Felix are all going to get past him at the end of this race. I'm not sure about Tico. They're still miles ahead in the lead. And if it works, this will be a strategic masterclass by Dutch Tricks and Tico. Because if they weren't going to get to the end, they would have boxed by now, I think. But PLX will be coming quickly to stop them. As Salia Dennis now gets past Kevin into turn 1. Val Ruiz getting past Thijman as well. He is into 9th. But Fishman will jump back ahead of him with that less pen. Oh, and he's got 6 seconds now, so less of a pen than Val, but not by much anymore, as now Kevin gets 3 seconds, which will help Sally Dennis not lose as many places at the end of this race. But I mean, that gap is coming down all the time from PLX to Tico and Dutch Tricks. We've got about 7 laps left of this race. And it's still all to play for. It's going to be a very exciting end to this race. As Fidgeman still very, very close behind Raul Ruiz for that 9th place. Through the flat out section they go. Not have had many moments in the early stages of this race through that bit. It's been mostly clean for the near end of this race, which has been good. We've seen some good racing up and down the field as Luno now gets 9 seconds of time penalties, and it looks like another week and another no points finish for Ferrari there at the bottom right now with no points in the standings, unfortunately for them, but I'm sure it will come at some point. Stidman gets past Val there. Dutch Tricks now gets 3 seconds, which may be the deciding factor if PLX catches that much. Yeah, still all just in a train at the moment. Oh, I just remembered. Right. Yeah, so obviously PSGL points are different. So you got first has 16 points, second gets 12, third gets 10, fourth gets 8, fifth gets 6, sixth gets 5, seventh gets 4 points, 8th gets 3 points, 9th gets 2 points, 10th was 1 point. So ignore what I said about PLX maybe overtaking some people in the standings, because I think that will definitely be a lot harder with the point system. Let me look. Right, so as it stands, so how many points you'll get? You'll get 10. So it'll be 1 point ahead of the Ralph for Kevin as it stands if he gets third. So keep that in mind. So he will be up to P3 in the standings if he stays here. But yeah, MXN and Philly not under threat. I mean, it's coincidental that the top 3 have all been off at the same race, so not really anyone is no one that's realistically in the fight is getting any benefits. As we're now on to lap 24. Yeah, race has calmed down a little bit near the end, but I'm sure it's still going to be some. We're going to see some moves later on for sure. Near the last few laps, Raul gets another set of pens. He has 12 seconds of pens now. Quite a few pens now. Most of the grid has at least 1 penalty. But I mean, Sally Dennis and co. still hunting down Tico and Dutch Tricks for the lead of this race. It will be very close at the end. Make sure, guys, to keep watching because it's going to be a very exciting last few laps. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Who is watching at the moment? Remember to put some comments if you have any thoughts on the race. Clip any clips of the race that you have enjoyed, or your highlights, and make sure to visit the title sponsor of PSGL as well, GT Omega and SRC, as PLX gets past Sally Dennis there into turn 1. PLX one of the only ones who who doesn't have a time penalty. It's him, Fox Blue, Sebi and Felix who don't have pens at the moment. So there's 4 drivers who haven't got pens so far in this race. Dutch Tricks still in the lead. The gap's now down to 9 seconds. This is going to be interesting. I mean, I think PLX definitely the favourite with those pens, as now Luno gets another 3-second time penalty for track limits. He has got 12, so has Rao. Sam Van down in last position at the moment with 3 seconds. He's 34 seconds behind the next slowest car. I mean, it's been unfortunate for Sam Van. PLX's teammate has been doing very good this race. And if I look at the standings, yeah, Sam Van behind PLX in the championship by about 4 positions. And it has been an unlucky race for Sam Van, getting front wing damage at the safety car restart. And he's just been at the back since, as now Sally Dennis actually passes Sam Van's teammate PLX for 3rd position. Raul Ruiz gets past Thijman again, but it won't really matter with the pens. Right, so Sally Dennis is 8.7 behind Tico, and he needs to get within 6 to be ahead. No, he has to get within 3 to be ahead of Tico, but PLX just has to be within 6, and he'll get that place, and he has to be within 3 seconds of Patricia. We're getting loads of pens at the moment. Luno gets another one. Raul Ruiz gets 15 as well. Kevin gets 6 as well, which will definitely affect him. Will be put behind Sebi and Felix for sure. But still, only a few laps left, so it is getting exciting now. Thijman and Rao still battling for P9 on the track, and the side-by-side through the flat-out section. That was very risky by Thijman, but it's worked. I guess he doesn't have much to lose down in 9th. But yeah, it's been a very exciting race, and I shall end that way as well. And now PLX comes through Sally Dennis now down the inside just before the braking zone into turn 1, and he takes that 3rd place. Kevin now battling with Fox Blue as well. He's in 5th, possibly behind him. Then Sebi and Felix as well. Only 3 laps left in this race, and it does. We'll look at tyres now, and it does look like Dodge Tricks and Tico have pulled off a mad decision, and it has massively paid off, it seems, so far. Thijman now gets another penalty. But yeah, so we'll go through the grid right now in these last few laps. Dutch Tricks and Tico on those old hards. They pitted during the safety car onto those hards, and have just gone with them ever since. As Tico now gets 9 seconds, he will be behind PLX as it stands. PLX is going to have to get within 3 seconds of Dutch Tricks to win this race with only 2 laps left. Them on those old hards right now in the lead, but they've been being chased down for the last 10 laps or so. Behind them it is PLX in 3rd, being the main leader, chasing them down. Then it's Sally Dennis in 4th. Then it's Kevin in 5th with 6 seconds. And it's Fox, 6 seconds of penalties. Fox Blue in 6th. Sebi then in 7th. Felix in 8th. Thijman in 9th. Raul Ruiz in 10th. Luno in 11th. And Sam Van down at the bottom in 12th position. 3 seconds is all that needs to be gained by PLX to win this race. Sally Dennis will have to gain 3 seconds in 3 seconds per lap now if he wants to win this race. On those 10 lap old mediums, a lot better than those hards for sure. I mean, look at Tico through turn 10, no rear on the exit, and this is going to definitely go down to the wire. Dutch Tricks just has to do 1 more lap on those hards. Hopefully they do not give in on the final lap. I'm not sure what their tyre wear is looking, but they will definitely be near the edges. Sam Van put on a set of softs, and he now gets the fastest lap of this race, 122.171 for him, as Dutch Tricks now starts the final lap of this Qatar Grand Prix here in F4 PSGL. And here comes PLX now down the inside of Sally Dennis. He's going to have to do the lap of his life if he wants to catch Tico and Dutch Tricks and win this race. He just has to get within 3 seconds of Dutch Tricks. The gap is currently 5.3 as Dutch Tricks has that 3 second time penalty. If to get another one now, it would be PLX's. It would be his 16 points to bring home this race, as Luno now gets more pens, so does Val Ruiz. It seems like they both get pens at the exact same time. I mean, he's got about 18 seconds of penalties now. Have they? They are miles out of the points, as now Luno gets another set. He's going to get disqualified if he carries on. But anyway, we're into the final sector now, and PLX just can't get close enough to Tico and Dutch Tricks. They pulled a very unique move in the safety car. Quite a few people boxed under that early safety car onto the mediums. Dutch Tricks and Tico were the only ones to go onto the hards, and they've made them last the majority of this race, as Dutch Tricks now comes around the final corner, and he's going to win the Qatar Grand Prix here in PSGL 4 F4. What a race for him, as now PLX, he gets second. Fox Blue in the Williams, he gets third behind them. Very good race by him. That's his first podium of the season. Behind them then it was Sebi, Felix, Salia Dennis, Tico, Kevin, Thidgeman, Val getting the final point. Then Luno in 11th, and then Sam Van, who still has quite a lot of the lap to do on those softs, he is 12th. But what an exciting race that was. First F4 race stream this season, and it won't be the last, and I'm sure it won't be the last. Very good race. Dutch Tricks in the Red Bull, he wins. A bit unexpected. Dutch Tricks only 11th place in the standings going into this race, but I mean, that doesn't mean he can't be fast. Only 5 rounds into the season out of 12, and I mean, he beat the likes of PLX, who is 4th in the championship, and I think that result actually puts him ahead of Doral for Kevin in the championship. So PLX up to 3rd, but Dutch Tricks definitely the driver of the day as well. He drove superbly with that strategy to manage those tyres and win the race. What a performance by him, and that will make him, that will skyrocket him through the drivers' standings. And then yeah, PLX in 2nd, still a very good result for him. He goes 3rd, and Fox Blue in the Williams. His strategy with the medium after that safety car proved to be a good one. It got him up to 3rd from 10th. That was a very good result for him as well. Felix going from a poor qualifying session where he was 14th as well to 5th was another good result for him. Sebi in 4th, and Sally Dennison 6th, who was making some good moves in that race. Then it was Tico, Kevin, Thidgeman, Val, Luno, Samvan, Toralba, Capitaine, Jimmy, Armorino, and Liargos. 17th to 13th being the retirements for this race. Now we can see if we can get some interviews. We'll see though. We'll have a little luck. We can try get let's try get the winner. We'll try get the winner at least. Doesn't seem like we will, but that's okay. I'm pretty sure. Let me check. What is the next race?
I see the country on the standings, but I don't want to make sure, I don't want to be wrong. So I'm just going to look at the calendar, and it is indeed Monaco after the break. So there is a break now. We're going to have a week break. I think it's a week break, and then we'll be back for Monaco on December the 2nd for round 6, halfway through the season 38 season that will be. But thanks for watching, everyone. Very exciting race, and we'll see you in Monaco after the week break. Enjoy the break, and see you in Monte Carlo for, I'm sure, will be a very entertaining race. Goodbye.